It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
What's happening? I might need another light on in here. I think I'm okay for right now, but welcome to Flippinar 340. Today's title, based on the news, are the Trump tariffs bad for real estate? So we'll get into that a little later. I'm here by myself right now. Hopefully AP is en route. She said she was. So we'll see here shortly. So if you're new to this platform, I am the Flip Man. And what we do here is we talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on real estate where your cash or credit does not matter. Being broke does not matter. It will not matter. A lot of ways to make money in real estate. Those of you all that are in the Flip Man's Partnership Network, FMPN, some of you all may have listened to the replay of transaction we're trying to put together on a motel out in Missouri, and lady that she said she'll do an interview. She wholesales commercial real estate. You can hear a recording of that conversation. So we found a buyer for it. So you're going to be able to hear that end of the conversation and how she presented the offer to the sellers, because it's a unique offer based on the situation. So you have an opportunity, if you're in the group, to be able to hear that. I'll get that uploaded in a day or two. But we're here to talk about real estate again. Please let us know where you are residing from. I love to do that, on where you are located. If you want to join, I didn't say this, I just mentioned, but I didn't say it. You want to join the Flip Man's Partnership Network. It's a school community. Text the word SHIP, SHIP, to 205-964-5243. Love to have you in there. So, but we don't ask for much here on the free content here, which is tons of it, an immense amount of it. Just simply follow, share, subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell so you are alerted when we do go live right here on the channel. So the opportunity to do deals has never been better. I love when I get introduced to new tools. And last week I was introduced to a new tool. Really not going to push it that heavy because it's a little pricey, but it's called Land Insights. So if you're in land, there's I use Land ID, I use the Land Portal, but it's going to be hard to beat this one. Everybody got to step their game up. Like, it is ridiculous. Those boys, they really thought it out. It is ridiculous in the way they have it set up, because land can be a lot more difficult to evaluate than houses. That's why a lot of people shy away from it. But it simplified the process so well. And like today, I used it, just speaking of the Flip Man's Partnership Network, I used it to post a hot county that I think you guys should target inside the in the group or whatever. Also gave some training on how to build a list there, and also the script needed to have that conversation. From there, now the evaluating the land, all that, that's a whole nother ball game. But if you wanted to partner with us, we would definitely give you an opportunity to do that. You just need to let me know that someone wants to sell. You've collected necessary information based on the script, and just reach out. So I'm not hard to reach for sure. So I'm going to try to do that each morning, at least a few times a week, to give you an actual county to target. And I'll explain, and it'll explain a video that I'll do on why you should target it or whatever. So, but this particular tool, it goes as deep as a lot of this won't make sense to you, but it looks at some of the numbers that, I didn't even know the term existed, and probably till not even a year ago, but it's called a sell-through rate. And it's basically where you're looking at a piece of the sale ratio based on what's actually for sale now, what's active versus what is sold over the course of a year. As an example, if you have 30 active listings right now, but within the last year, I don't know, 120 have sold, then you have like a 200% sell-through rate. Basically, you're taking the 120 and dividing it by the 60, the active. You're taking the sold rate, the sold number, and dividing it by the active number. Now, the flip flop of that is it could be the exact opposite, where you have 120 properties available right now, and only 60 have sold over the last year. So now the sell-through rate is 50% because you're dividing the 60 by the 120. Don't get caught up in the weeds. It's just a measurement to show how active a particular market is based on a certain size acres range. Like the one that I posted this morning, it was between 2 to 5 acres, and it was over 200%. So it's just like, if you get something priced well in there, you're just going to be able to turn it over fairly quickly. But anyway, probably the best features, though, beyond just being able to easily identify what areas you should target, what counties or zip codes within a particular county to target. Also, it gives you an opportunity to why am I just in there talking about it? Let me just show you. What is wrong with you, Tyrone? What is wrong with you, Saya? So let's see here. Let me pull up my little appity app here. Why am I acting like that? Let me just show you cats. I'm not an affiliate of these guys yet, but you know how I get down. I want to share it with you guys. Landinsights.co. Like I said, it's a little pricey compared to the tools that you're used to, but you're in the land game. You almost got to have it if you're serious about it. It's almost got to have it. So what you're looking at here is the entire U.S., United States. So the yellow normally means that it's hot. The market is hot is what the yellow, and the darker ones, not so hot in comparison. So just to give you an idea, like I wonder, does it is set to my normal filter? Let me see, I can tell. Let me see, so 7 pending, sell through rate. I can look over here at the 3 month. No, it's not set. Okay, cool. All right, so just to give you an idea here. So I set a filter, save filter, and I'm gonna open my filter. Okay, and so what I showed this morning was a particular county, and I'm just going to just select a random county, and we'll just select it in, let me zoom out. Select it in, let me just highlight it, in South Carolina, so I'll add it. So boom, so now it should be on the map. So if I find South Carolina, it should be highlighted. So here we are right here. So I just highlighted this map. So if I hover over it, I selected it as into my, what they call my markets. If I hover over it, so what are we looking at here? So we're showing 12 active listings right now. 30 have sold in the last year. 30 have sold in the last year, but only 12 are available right now. So what that means is that stuff is 250% sell-through rate over the course of a year. So it's basically almost selling 3 times as fast as they can list it, almost. But the average days on the market, which is sort of interesting, is showing this is between 2 to 5 acres now, is 300 days. DOM means days on the market. I don't know if you can really see this, guys, on my screen. And then if you start to look down at the bottom where it says 6-month STR, that's your sell-through rate. It's still over 100% at the 6-month mark. At the 6-month mark, and then 30. Let me see. And then 3 months is 33%. 33%. That was anything normally over as far as a sell-through rate of 25% is not bad. The only thing I don't like about this is the days on the market. It's almost taken a year on average to move this stuff, which is very interesting. It's sort of like it's in a contrast on how many listings there are versus how fast they're selling. And then on top of that, the pending sell-through rate is 50%, which is very high. It's interesting that the average days on the market is a year, almost a year, 300 days, 365 days in a year, right? And so that's the only thing that's somewhat scary. But otherwise, this would be considered a very hot county, which is Edgeville County, South Carolina. Now, I can go up here and change the sizes. Let's just say if we want to look between 5 to 10 acres, see how the numbers change. So the numbers, it doesn't even highlight because now, based on my filter that I have saved, it changed everything. But the county next to it, Aiken County, now it's doing pretty well itself now. Its average days on the market is 197 days, which is a little more than 6 months. The yearly sell-through rate is 226%. That's at a year. So 6 month is 91%, and and the 3 month is even higher than the other county that we were looking at a moment ago. Now this is between 5 to 10 acres. So why is that important? Because now you know what the demand is. The demand is high for 5 to 10 acres in this particular market. And right now there are 47 active listings, and over the course of 1 year, 106 sold. So that's where we come up with the 225% sell-through rate based on a year. And but again, I like the 197 days on the market, days on the market compared to the other one, which was 300 days. So let's change it again. Let's do this. So let's see if it goes, if we do 10 to 20 acres, does anything highlight? Now this one still is the same. So it's still doing it. It still does well even at 10 to 20 acres. This is a very good county right here. Aiken County, South Carolina. It's still over 100%, 121% sell-through rate at a year, 40%, 40% on 6 months and 28% on 3 months. But what I don't like is, and now you'll probably normally see that with larger parcels of land, is 238 days, average days on the market. Let's go down. Let's see what 1 to 2 acres looks like. All right, so none of those really highlighted there. So we got one down here on the coast, and you can expect that those are going to be probably a lot of infield lots down here on the coast, right? And so we got quite a bit of activity down there, 1 to 2 acre lots. They're down here. Now this is down here in Jackson County, Florida, just to move around a little bit. But that's an idea on how you find hot markets. As you can see, there are a lot of these that are highlighted all over based on my search criteria for sure. And you can easily just make any of these place them in your market. Now the comping part of it, I would have to have a property to look up. Maybe somebody would give me one. I'll look it up later on, but just wanted to show you guys that really quick on how easy it is using the tool to identify potential, potential hot markets. The data shows that they're hot markets. So where are we? And so, like I said, I'll post at least one of those, try to post them a few times. I'm trying to do it every day because it's so easy for me to pull up and just put it together in the Flip Man's Partnership Network. And so then I'll give even more training on how to build a list to contact these owners, and even more training on what to say to these owners, right? Okay, so let's see what questions we have here. People are saying hello, I'm sure. Adrian's not here yet, Debbie, but thank Debbie and Scooter. But what's happening? What up, Ricky? You got to hit me up, man. Hello, everyone. She's in Texas. Who is that? Lacan, jamming always. Yeah, please let me know, jamming. Thank you very much. In Colorado. I guess I can put them on the screen. Who is that? We got Hanifa. She didn't say where she was at, though. We got Imperial. Who is this in Pennsylvania? Please identify what part of Pennsylvania, Janaya. Just like Imperial's in Fort Worth, Texas. They said, how big was the property? How much was seller financing? Oh, it was it's a motel. It's 80 keys, 80 doors, 80 rooms. It's a motel, and they wanted 2.3 million, and the buyer agreed to do 2 million, and it's just going from there with the rest of the terms. But we got Lee's Way in Sacramento. Somebody's in here fimping. Yes, Flip Man's Partnership. No, we be fimping. All right. There are no excuses. Denver. Okay, that's jamming all the way. We already know we got the rhymes. What up, everyone? Joe from Moscow, Idaho. Idaho is an interesting state for some land also. It's a non-disclosure state, but still it's going down. We got Dave Dart. Oh, she's announced it. What's the name announcing in here? What script do I have? Well, the script is inside. Well, that's the script for land. Now we have all the scripts inside the Flip Man's Partnership Network for houses, land, self-storage, multifamily, hotel, motels. All of that's available there, right in the actual, the group in the community. All you have to do is text SHIP to 205-964-5243. All right. That's Dolo. Yep, it's $1,500 every 3 months. That app that shows it's a little pricey. It's powerful though. It's some good stuff. Hopefully I can make some money here in the next couple of months from it. There you go. Let's see. Alice in Arkansas. What's going on, Miss Alice? What else we got? 1 million deals. Ooh. Would love it. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we got any core stones. We got any core stones. $5 down payment. I do the same 3 to 5 year terms. Okay. Vernon, you in San Diego now? Okay, that's what's up. I'm trying to see any question. So when it's a hotel, the doors. Yeah, these doors are outside, so it's a motel. It is a Momo at the Momo. That was actually a lead that was sent over by a member of the Flip Man's Partnership Network. He was on vacation, and noticed that the hotel looked like it was vacant, but people were there. I think he just went up and just asked them, what was the deal? Would they be interested in selling? And they in a situation where they got to sell. There ain't no question around it. Janaya says she's in southeastern PA, but familiar with the whole state. Could you identify your, well, if you don't want to get a town, that's fine. I like to know where. I like geography. Lots of farmland, that's a good thing, for sure. All right. So I guess I was trying to the topic here is I wanted to discuss just my thoughts on it. I can't predict the future. I would be doing something totally different. I'll just give you my thoughts on it, on the way my little brain works when it comes to how the world works or whatever. And I know I'm gonna get emotional about stuff by no means or whatever. So that's the actual thumbnail that was used for the title. Okay, here. Wait a minute. I guess I can go ahead and still get into it while A coming up. Let me let her in here. Let me give her open sesame. No. They saying my garage is offline. What's going on? Huh? Okay, so I got to go manually let her in, guys. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Okay. I'm back. And I meant to bring that thing up here with me. So, okay, so I'm no financial wizard by no means, as you can tell. Obviously, some historical things have happened here in the last few hours. I guess we're always affected by what they call tariffs. That's been around for centuries. And that's when different countries, different nations trade. They put some yeast on it. You're going to do business with us, import goods from your country to ours. This is what it's going to cost. So, again, I'm always thinking like, I know what it appears to be, but what is it really? On top of that, I'm going when most people are screaming, hollering, emotional stuff. That ain't me. Now, I'll get emotional when people start just talking nonsense and they have no facts to but beyond, what's on stuff that can be factually proved. That's when I'll get like, what I'm saying? Like, come on now, that ain't okay. I know what you think, but what are the facts, right? So anyway, as far as real estate, for us guys, and I always stick to this, unless they make it free, meaning real estate, it is very difficult not to find ways to make money with it, right? it's such a necessity for us to live because it's the bare, one of those bare needs of just shelter, right? So you're either going to own a property outright. You're only going to have 3 options. Well, 4, I guess. You're going to be living in a property that's owned outright, either by you or someone that's letting you live in it. You're either going to be paying someone to live there through some type of financing to own it, or you're going to be renting. Those only, I guess the 5th option, what is that? That's 4. I guess the 5th option could be you could be squatting. I guess that's a 5th option. So on 2 of those, a lot of money is being made. You're paying a mortgage to somebody, whether it's directly to a traditional lender or the owner, someone financed the property to you through some owner financing, or you're renting the property, right? And so for us as investors / wholesalers, opportunities that's why I say unless they make stuff free, opportunities are going to always exist, because what happens is life creates opportunities for us. However you want to feel about it, someone else is paying. The way the world works is normally someone else's opportunity. It's just the way it is. Now, sometimes it ain't always somebody dying or lost money, or sometimes people just, this house has always been a problem for me. I don't want it anymore. I don't live in this city. Mama left it for me. I'm never coming back to Birmingham, Alabama. I live in Seattle, Washington. Give me a good price and boom. So sometimes, a lot of times it's just stuff like that. It ain't a desperation situation. It's more the piece of real estate in their mind is more of a problem than a benefit or an asset, right? So though that can still present an opportunity too. So for us, we just sit back and see where the wind is blowing and then just seize on the opportunity, because it will exist, and it will exist in great numbers. Now, so whether it's the immediate things that my little brain can think about as far as tariffs, I don't know how the building materials are affected with, we'll just say building and maintenance of actual real estate are affected with those, because I'm sure a lot of supplies or manufactured in other countries. So it almost has to affect us in some way in that. But again, for us, it creates possibly a lot of discounted real estate on the street for one reason or another, because someone can't afford to do this or that, right, to a property because of just supplies alone, right? And that ain't talking about new builds. They're just talking about the existing real estate, which of course is more of that than new builds, of course. So point being, don't be emotional. Number one, the bad people, you're here because you're interested in making money, obviously. The bad people make all the money, they don't make emotional decisions. They just see where the wind goes, see where the opportunities lie. So don't get emotional about one way or whatever you're thinking about making money. That's the way I'm built. I can't tell someone how I think, but you want to look and see, okay, there appears to be a problem here, but where are the solutions being used to benefit financially? It's that simple, because that's normally the way people make money, solving problems, right? That's normally how money's made, just solving problems or getting people's time back, a combination of things. So there you go. Are the Trump tariffs bad for real estate? I'll let you be the judge based on what I said. So how are you, Adrian?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
All right. So you really wasn't on the freeway when you told me.
But when I was leaving,
you weren't headed this way though.
No, I stopped at CVS.
Okay.
I picked up a prescription.
Okay.
And I took the prescription.
Oh wow.
I shouldn't have.
What did it do? Make you sleep or something?
Mm-mm.
Your mouth hurting or something?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Ruta Tutor.
Oh, you shouldn't have been out then.
I shouldn't have took it.
Yeah.
It's my I haven't had it in 3 weeks, and I finally got my prescription. The Wegovy, and it makes you nauseous. Oh my god.
Oh wow, you should have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she might need. I can finish it up.
It's not contagious.
No, I'm just saying. You need to go lay in one of the bedrooms or something. Yeah, you good. She ain't feeling well, so I got it.
I'm here.
Hey, I got it. You should have told me that, man. Come on now.
Then I had to stop, and then I ran off to talk. And then, yeah. But I brought you something. Hey, y'all. I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to y'all. Hey, I do not feel 100%, but I'm here, and I'm glad.
All right, she in here like a trooper for you guys, man.
And yeah. However late may be, but I will be able to read the questions. I just won't be as boisterous as I normally am, but I'm happy to be in the place with Ty, aka the Flip Man Taylor. Okay, so I heard you talking about tariffs. How do we get on that? I see that's a question in the chat, right?
That's the title.
Oh my goodness, I missed all of that, Adrian. Let's see here. All right, guys. So have you gone through? Have I missed anything on the questions? Where'd you stop?
I think I stopped. That's a good question. I stopped with. Well, they said they just feel better. Let me see. Let's go. I hit some buttons in it. Crackling. Somebody said crackling bread.
Yeah, they asked what you were
Everyone's on the stream. I'm trying to see where I stopped at. Hold on. Hold your horses. Okay, here we go. At 9:11, you can start there with Janaya. I think I'm saying that. Am I saying that right, Johnson?
Okay, just take them out.
You say what?
Just read it. Listen.
It went out again. It said I read that one already. So lots of farmland. Okay, it's actually below that. Yeah, I hope we get it too. I hope it works out. Janai said Montgomery County, PA. Luston, Philip, but land is more near. I don't know how to say that. County, Pittsburgh, Dolphin. I think I'm saying that right. Flipman has a back. I don't know about that. Half Dolo, everyone. Don't forget to like and share. There you go, Playboy. He said crackling bread. Man, that's funny. Okay, here's one right here. I'm just going through.
You remember this?
Oh yes, stay playing. I ain't never know the name until I got grown.
That's crazy. What else would you call it?
And you just refuse to buy the original on anything, do you?
No, I hate the originals. They taste like ginger snaps.
I'm talking about on anything.
No, they taste like ginger snaps.
Like just anything. You said that to the store, you better. I like normal original stuff. Oh no, that ain't nothing.
It's healthy.
Flip man, do you still use the one-page contract? I don't want the seller buyer to see my wholesale fee. Do you still send the title company a summary of the transaction who sells, buys, and yeah. Well, you could, I preached it for years to do it that way. If you're dealing directly with the seller, and okay, speaking of that commercial deal, I'm talking about the motel. And I learned this from her name is Tammy. I learned it from her. Is like when we first met each other through a guy interviewed, and he told me how he found his deal. And I think my file bad on it. I should have been posted that video. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway, during the interview, he explained that. Okay, so he bought a $7 million motel, And I asked him, how did you find that deal? We weren't there to talk about, what we ended up talking about a little bit. He said, I found it through a wholesaler. I said, huh? He was like, yeah. So he just went on and started talking about the motel and more stuff. Then I came back and I said, well, how much did the wholesaler make? Said she made $500,000, like that. Hey, I said, oh, wow. He said, yeah, she's badass. You know what he said. And so after we finished the interview, I said, man, you think she'll have a conversation with you? Oh, yes, she'll talk. She'll talk to you, you'll be on the phone an hour. All right. So anyway, so he put us on an email string together. And so long story short, we got on the phone. It might have been that day. I know about the next day. And he was right. We talked almost an hour. And I probably talked 5 minutes of them, but she could talk. But so I asked her the question. I was like, now she's dealing with 7 and 8 figure properties now. Well, she said at that time we were having a conversation, said she had 30 properties in her private group, that where she market her deals. And I said, wow, how do you have all that earnest money out there like that? She said, what earnest money? I said, I don't do any earnest money. She said, when I talk to a seller, I let them know exactly what I do, what my role is in it, right? I let them know that I'm going to find a buyer for their deal, right? So my approach ever since has been, if she can tell folks these are sophisticated investors, more so than the normal person you're going to deal with, that, hey, and I'll go into that I'm not going to buy the property. I'm just good at finding a buyer for your property. But in order for me to do that, I have to have some paperwork in place, not to own your property, but just to position myself to ensure that I get paid. It's basically that. So interesting way of saying that or rephrasing that is that I have a good problem I think your property can solve. I have more eager investors ready to buy a property like yours in the area where it's located than I have to offer them. And I think your property can solve it, obviously. So, and you go from there. Now, so to answer your question about, trying to figure out, so now if you've established that and they want to work with you, and she said she won't work with them if they don't want to operate under the conditions. And they want to work with them, most people will, they just will. Then that takes away that anxiety of what you're making and how much all that. No, it's already been established your role. The seller's not paying you, the buyer's paying you, right? And so that's you can still do it the other way because it still works, obviously. But I'm just letting you know, if you take it from the standpoint of just being straight up with them, let them know what your role is, and just be confident with it. Hey, it's just a lot less stress when you're trying to put deals together now, because now you don't always have to be there or have someone there when the seller and the buyer, maybe because everybody know what your role is, and then obviously their roles, right? And there you go. But anyway, but the other way still works also.
All right, so let's scroll back up and make sure we answer.
That was at 9:17, a Lacan.
Yeah.
No, that ain't how they say it. It's Lincoln. It's Lincoln.
Okay. All right, scrolling back up to answer Jamin's question. It states, I got stuck and forgot to ask on Wednesday on a $499,000 with 5% down payment. We're talking about owner finance deal. Do I use the same percent for the 3 or 5 year terms, or should that be closer to what banks charge, like 6%?
I'm going to offer 5 if I can get away with it, and we go up from there if need be.
Okay, thank you. Jamin, hopefully that got your question answered on that.
Well, reality, I'm gonna start out at 0, but we'll say 5.
Okay. So hey, let's see here. So James, I think, was responding to Lincoln. Is your assignment fee a large one? If so, you may need to double close that costs extra ducats. So I think you already addressed all of that. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. So James Butler says, were the ladies' properties on market or off market? So the lady you were just speaking of, Tammy?
No. It's a motel. Like I said, one of the members in the Flipman's partnership group, partnership network. He's the one that referred it to me, and all I want to know, are you dealing with the owner? All right, so I immediately got her involved on it, and so we had the conversation, which again you can listen to it in the Flipman Partnership Network. That entire is probably about 45 minutes long because so you don't talk, and so and then we had the conversation today with the buyer, and I'm gonna upload that in the next couple of days too. I mean, not with the buyer, but we have a buyer for it, so, and how those terms are worked out. But to answer your question, it was off market. It's off market.
All right. So follow up to that was, did she give you the sauce, and was she open to partnering with you or others that are able to find deals such as hers?
Yeah, that's what she and I are doing. I'm just sitting there on mute or whatever.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. But she's not going to like, I was on a conference call today with a property out in Texas. It's a development. They really completed. It's shovel ready. You just need to build the stuff. So all the other stuff has been taken care of. And so it was so many people on the call, on the Zoom, because the whole purpose of that was I want to speak to the owner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The bigger the number is, I want to speak to the owner, right? I just didn't been through. It's already hard enough to do this, right? And you got a bunch of hands in it. You never know how far you are from the owner, right? And so when we get on the call, it's like me, who supposed to have been the owner, which still wasn't, the realtor to him, another chick, me, and my guy, the guy that referred me to it. So, I have my camera off, but my eyes were rolling. You can't hardly see my eyes, but you just seen them today, right? They were rolling out my head like, this ain't going nowhere, man. So the first thing come up is the, what do you call it? The price. I was quoted 5.1 million, right? So everybody is talking and like, where's your partner at? My guy. They asked so he's on here. So I was just sitting there. I was saying, I didn't let them talk, so, and so I was like, well, what's the price? That was my first question. And they said 4.5 million. So they added on 600, right? Which is fine, because the numbers sort of worked at 5 and some change. They added on 600. And so I said, oh, okay. And first red flag. I said, well, but they had already established who. I'm just saying, did I ask him or did my guy ask him who he was? He said, no, that's, I'm like, he didn't really say he was a partner. He phrased it some kind of way. And another, now he was very informative, seemed like about the deal. So my first question was, because it wasn't answered in the initial information that I received.
Is the owner on the call?
No, I already knew that one. They already established that. He's talking about he down in South America. Okay, they got internet down there. He got some bread. Obviously, he got some bread. He dealing in these type of numbers. They got internet down there, huh?
Yeah. And
if we buy it on the same time zone, is it going to be an hour? Is it either going to be an hour ahead or hour back, right? For the most part.
Not to be
for most of South America, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
I don't know.
Daisy, you be disappointing me sometimes because you normally be knowing everything.
I don't know.
Stuff I just know and then stuff I don't think you know. I'm like, how you know that?
I don't know.
So anyway, I'm just messing with you. And so, what I was saying?
You asked the question because it hadn't been.
Oh yeah. Why are we talking about this?
Because you were talking about the deal, and we've already talked.
Oh, we're talking about Tammy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, was she spreading the sauce, and did she let you know
on
other deals? And
So this is something I would turn over to her, but I wouldn't dare get her involved in this. That's the point I'm trying to make. So she won't talk to the owner.
Central America is on Central Standard Time, just like us.
All of it?
It's central, so we're central.
All of it?
Okay.
I'm asking.
I'm just, Central Standard Time is 6 hours behind Coordinated Universal Time. This time zone is in use during Standard Time in North America and Central America.
What time is it in Brazil right now? That answers a lot right now.
Okay.
Which one are we at the bottom? What's at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyway, so yeah, so I wouldn't. So to answer your question, was she? Oh yeah, that's the whole purpose of it. So I wouldn't dare get on that. She'd be so mad at me.
11:37. That part is GMT.
So they 2 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole thing, the whole Brazil.
Says Brazil has 4 standard time zones.
Okay, there you go.
It hits all 4. So
just like we do. Oh, they just like us, or they may be on the okay.
So.
All right. So anyway, so I wouldn't dare get on there. So and I'm not going to fool with.
What was the question you asked?
I asked them. I needed to know. Okay, so it's really their land that they're selling, really.
Mm-hmm.
So so it's like 40 lots, and so they were asking. It's already developed. It's already, you just got to build on it. Everything, the roads, the power, the plumbing, all the electrical, all that's in there. Lights, the light pole, all that's in there. And you just got to build. Oh. So it's ready. So my first say 5.1 million, divide that by 40. So we're at about 128,000 a lot. Okay, so boom. So now I need to, so they say they selling for like 350 and up, 350 to 4 something, or what, depending on the square footage. So we're at 128,000 right now just for the lot. Mm-hmm. So I need to know, well, what does it cost to build price per square foot? Mm-hmm. Whatever, however they say it. And so so that was my question, because my guy couldn't answer it, and the agent couldn't answer. Okay. That what he was dealing with, and he said $110 a square foot. So. That's all I need to know. So I started doing some math, right? So
what's the average house size? Maybe 20.
Oh no, it's they had 13. It was just even numbers. Like 13 of the 40 lots were zoned for what do you call it? Were permitted for 1,500 square feet, and the other it's townhouses actually. And the other ones were zoned for 1,700. So
$165,000 for a 1,500 square foot home, and the lot is 120, correct?
128, yeah.
120.
It came out. The math basically came out to about
300,000.
A little under.
It's 293.
Yeah, it was a little under. Yeah, so and they could sell about 360, something like that.
I'm including your fixtures.
So there was like $67,000 profit, gross profit before any, And I said after 10% get paying the agent and all that. Mm-hmm. So you're talking.
Is that enough left on the table?
I think they'll operate on it more. That's about 20%. Mm-hmm. But it's going to basically cost $7 million to finish it.
Gotcha.
I ain't got no money like that, but I'm saying they don't scare me to make some money off of it. So, but anyway, so my point was.
You remember?
I know my point is I wouldn't dare get her involved in that. We're not dealing with the owner. She wouldn't want to talk. She would be pissed off at me. And I wasn't pissed off my guy because he didn't know that, because I didn't tell him that. But he didn't know. He was told that the owner was going to be on there. He was told that. So it wasn't really, on him. He was told that. So
how gated do you have to be to be like, hey, before we even begin this call, is the owner on the call? And they say no, but like, all right.
Well, I'm just too nice for that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
If you could reschedule and let me know when he is on the call, I'm very interested.
I'm too nice for that, but no, I told him that ain't nothing. And so if somebody let me see. If somebody sends you over a deal and it has +3 on it, run. You so far from the owner, it's ridiculous.
It's +2, okay.
Plus anything, run.
Okay.
I spent a year and a half chasing those. Not a dime.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Okay. So when I sent one, I'm just still going in line here. When Jamie asked about the owner financing, the 6 and 5%, it says when I sent one with 0%, this was his reply. So this was the reply she got. Do not contact me again. I do not waste time with fools and those who insult me with ridiculous, dumb offers. LOL. He'll be back. That would be so crazy, Jim, if he had to circle back.
Yeah, how you really feel.
Yeah. ChatGPT is now my personal assistant. There you go. There you go, Jim. No other way it should be.
Oh, the new image thing is ain't. Oh, that's where this song come from.
That's nice. I've used it and I don't like it.
You don't know all what it can do.
I know now how to properly generate prompts, extractive, brevity. I've perfected my prompts.
Yeah,
it just didn't give me what I wanted.
You don't know how to use it.
I do know. Oh
I'm sending you this video. Okay. He broke it down.
I don't need a video. I'm taking a whole class on it.
I learned what you're gonna learn in 8 minutes.
Okay. Well, mine come with a certificate.
Okay.
I'm going to be an AI
I can
expert.
print me one off with ChatGPT.
Get off my phone.
I can print me out the certificate with ChatGPT. They showed how people can recreate receipts. Oh my God! All I thought about was you and people I know that walk in Walmart.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
You know I'm not physical for it.
They can make it look like it can make it look wrinkled and everything.
It don't matter. It don't matter if that code don't match up with that. It don't matter because trust me, I will pull the camera on you. Don't play. One moment, let me go see. What did you say? Okay. Yeah, I don't even see this transaction existing, man.
Yeah,
nice
y'all
try.
take stuff back there from another store, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how you know that? Oh, you make them think that.
I'm telling you which one here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Desiree said that happens to me. That happens to me all the time when I call realtors. You must think I'm selling candy or something. That's what the realtors say. No,
you think you're selling cocaine. You ain't. You're probably the big.
Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me.
But you're selling baking soda, all of it.
Got the baking soda.
Sugar or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Booger sugar. Okay, so I've got a song in my head, but I can't name it. Something with Hollaback, because I ain't no Hollaback. No, the Hollaback girl. Either Nelly or either Gwen Stefani, one of the two. It might even be Khalees. I don't know. Is that what you're talking about, Jamie? And Debbie says, tell that rude realtor that if he is so much better than you, how come he hasn't sold the house yet? Yeah. You may not be saying that you may not be selling candy, sir, but you're also not selling a house. Oh, yes. Yes, Debbie. I live for that type of communication. Okay. Dianica said, hey, Day, question time. When you JV with someone.
Yesterday we were. Did you know? Did you know what mortgage surplus is? Surplus. I don't know how you say it. Surplus
I know what
mortgage.
Surplus means. And I know what a mortgage is. So.
Did you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you go through a foreclosure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And example, you owe 100.
Correct.
House worth 400.
Correct.
Somebody buys it on the courthouse step for, we'll say 280.
Mm-hmm.
You know that difference, what is that, 180 difference?
Mm-hmm.
You know the debtor, the person that got put out, they have a claim on
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You benefit off of it.
Most people don't know that.
Not that I did know. Yeah.
Why you ain't told me?
I didn't know. It's almost like right of redemption kind of type thing. Like I have a claim to the difference, but it's no different than if you bought it, whatever, and I come back and get it. It's all like in the same lines of that. Okay, anyway.
I emailed an attorney today because one of the guys that was
that?
on the thing last night. We're going to talk again. I can't think of what my man's name is. You in my phone, man. You programming my phone.
Okay.
So I called. So the dude that when I go to Tzatziki's to eat, I see him occasionally. That's what he does. He really help people with, short sale, just trying to have them save, money come out. You can make some money too, but and so he's the one.
Ooh,
and so he's the one too. I had just seen,
to go follow up and see what the courthouse step purchase was and say, hey, you still have a claim to this. If one is going to pay your part off and you still can claim some of the extra.
You ain't listening, man.
I'm sorry, I'm listening. Go ahead. You perked me up with that.
Hey, look here.
Start talking about some.
Yeah, look here. Hey, so the dude I talked to yesterday,
yes, sir.
He did it in a different state and say the way he was getting most of his business until the attorney wanted to go a different direction was when you call people. He said, my attorney gonna handle this for him. He said that just gave him instant credibility because they could look up the attorney and all that kind of stuff, right? And so I reached out to the closing attorney that I've dealt with, enough. And he said, I don't really do it, blah, blah, blah. And he thought it was me trying to, get my surplus or something. Like, no, man, I'm trying to make some money, man. You know how my minds work. And he was like, oh, well, I got this other attorney that we don't really do it. That ain't really our thing. But here's an attorney we have had to handle some foreclosure issues before. So I emailed him. Of course, he ain't emailed me back. And then I thought about it, say, my man that I interviewed on my channel, I say, Greg, that's how he get down. Mm-hmm. He the creative. That's how he gets down is creative stuff. He do what most attorneys, I ain't gonna say most attorneys. He's the most known that I know in this little circle in Birmingham for doing creative stuff. And so I emailed him, and so I'm gonna read.
So getting you something, getting the foreclosee, getting you something is better than nothing. So even if I say, hey, 50%, 50-50, you weren't expecting this at all. And I'm going to handle the legalities of it. I just need you to show up.
Well, I can assure you, when he do the paperwork and they sign it, the money going to come to him.
I understand.
And then he going to disperse it.
That's what I'm saying. That's fine.
So this what he said. So this is how our conversation went, right? Mm-hmm. I think I can read it within confidence. I don't think I'm really revealing anything.
No names.
No
specifics.
I already said it.
You did.
I don't. I'm just giving them serious. So, good afternoon, Greg. I hope all is well. Well, I'm looking for some guidance on handling surplus funds from mortgage foreclosures from a service or investment lane. Is this something you could assist with, or could you recommend an attorney who specializes in this area? He replied back, yes, we handle this. How much is the surplus? So I gave him some numbers based on that deal that, which that ain't my deal. I just gave him some numbers or whatever. So I'm just trying to make sure that that's what it do. He said, we do these on contingency. So so all you have to pay is $500 up front. Mm-hmm. And we earn 25% of any amount that we can recover. Mm-hmm. All right. He said, if you like us to handle this, please provide the information at this link and reply to blah, blah, blah. And then we will meet to discuss the next steps on our assessment.
Okay. So according to this, is supposed to be done automatically anyway.
Well, that's what we discussed. See, the government will probably reach out to them, but think about it, eh?
Oh, it goes in the unclaimed funds bucket. And it just sits there.
The state. Now, some states, it go into the pot. This is going to be state to state. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking they say Florida, you only have a year, and they make it very difficult
to get
claim it. Yeah. You're going to have an attorney down there in most cases. So, but I think in other states, it just sits there. Just probably they put in some type of interest drawing.
It says you're supposed to receive a notification, but I bet you they send it to the address of where the foreclosure was.
That's what I'm getting to, eh? That's a hustle, man.
You know I don't live there. You just took the
Adrian
house.
And then guess how long it probably take them to send it?
Another 45, 90 days.
Probably a year.
Oh my gosh. It says it's supposed to be sent, and if any funds remain, they're distributed to the former homeowner. You should receive notification from the trustee. It's supposed to be done as the sale. Once the sale is inked, once that's sent to the assessor, that's supposed to be sent to you. Who are you gonna send it?
They ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm. The court determines who has priority to the funds and will award the funds to satisfy the obligation of the party first in line.
So obviously that's a very lucrative opportunity, or can be, because most people don't know. And like with most things, people get rich on what the masses don't know. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. I've heard of it, but it's one of them things, like I was saying, I'd be exposed to stuff and I just don't get it initially when people tell me. Something wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with you, Ty.
What can I do to correct that, Adrian?
You just need better
I'm listening.
No, you're listening.
I ain't getting it.
Note taking and like organization. Use ChatGPT to notate those and create you a template or a file to for you to circle back on these ideas that you have. You
It
gotta
ain't no
talk to
idea that I was just exposed to it. Because
Well, that's fine.
He's told me that at least. I think me and him been seeing it in the rest.
And that's fine. You jot it down as a note, as a memory, but you use it and tell it
Now,
when to circle back
in
and
the
talk
state
to
of
it.
Alabama, you can redeem also. I didn't know. I thought all states had redemption, but they said no. He said no. It's actually a few states don't. You can redeem.
For tax properties?
Not tax, but more for mortgages, foreclosures, mortgage foreclosures.
Why can't you redeem them?
Only a few states allow that.
Oh.
Most of the states, when the foreclosure, that's it. You have no redemption rights.
Oh, not even to the surplus?
Oh, the surplus, yeah, but I'm talking about the redeem the property. See, like
oh no, why would I want to? Why would you give it back to me?
No. Well, no, you might have the money. Some people, I'm sure it happens.
Yeah, you can buy it.
But see, you can buy someone's right to do that, though.
Oh, got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like when death, you write a successor ownership.
Yeah, you could buy someone's
I'm
right.
not obligated to.
Yeah,
but I can.
But those people still, if they allow them to go all the way to foreclosure, right, with that much equity in it, they very difficult to deal with. So it's a challenge, I can assure you. You know what I'm saying? But a guy that runs one of those foreclosure websites, which he's been trying to get me to be an affiliate of his or whatever. So I'm supposed to talk to him on Monday. I need to understand the data, because some states, it's like anything else, they make it easy to access that information versus others.
Correct.
Right? You have your tools like PropStream or whatever that you can look up that information to see, but it's still going to depend on the state. So that's one thing that it could be very valuable for. You could text the word tool. I think it's scrolling down at the bottom. PropStream could be definitely used for that. So he said 25%. So you would
what I would think is, first of all, you get the pre-foreclosure list, and I take the pre-foreclosure list and I figure out how much is owed on the mortgage, and I do the ARV, and those are the only ones.
What about stuff that's already been foreclosed? The money just sitting there.
I need to know how long the redemption period for the surplus is. If you only have,
I don't think the surplus. I don't think it has, and most states don't have a. Well, that's easy to look up, but a lot of states don't have. I don't think Alabama has a end date on it. It's there until it ain't there. I mean, it's there until you ain't here no more.
Well, then it's still for your family. Your family can still claim it. If it's in the state and it's in your name,
it still can be claimed.
It can be.
So, like you receive them little things in the mail, you got some money, you need to claim. So some of that. So
those are people who are offering this service. Those are the same people that do this. That's who they are. You're not talking to the state. The state ain't telling you got no money. This is a company saying, "Hey, get with us. If you think you got some money down there, we can help you find it. You're gonna give us a fee of it." That's the companies that you need.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Don't do that. Okay. That's actually that's what I think you would have to do. But then you would use one of your AI services to keep up with that for you and run that data. If you can get it tapped into the link of where this information is, it runs it automatically for you.
Yeah.
And it'll put it in your template, and it'll update you, and it'll let you know when anything changes. That's what you use it. You don't need an assistant. You need dang on AI. You need the paid version of AI, and then you'll be good. All right, let me jump back into these questions here, because we got some. Okay, so James wants to know, did you email the attorney today? And if you did, what did he say?
On what?
I don't know, Ty. You emailed an attorney today. What did he say? This is James you talked to last night.
Oh yeah, is that my man we talked to?
Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah,
James. Okay.
Yeah. I got it.
Oh, James, you might have missed it.
I just read it. I just read the email.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Okay. So this is from Day Day. When you JV with someone, they send you the home. Ty, you have the buyer, and the deal is successful. The person you J with, do they see all the paperwork?
Well, just like
or you just send them their money.
One of the students today, he okay, I'll run this down. We still got to close it. So we ain't closed it, but he doesn't live here, but he targeted he targeted a property here in Birmingham, and so I drove by. Was it Tuesday? I said, yeah, that's good to go right there. So they were asking 80 for it. They accepted 32. But I say somebody lives there. It looks like it. A car parked in the, you know, how people, well, I wouldn't do it, but people park in the grass, you know, like not on the street, in the grass. And so I say, what?
1 year.
What?
In Alabama, you generally have 1 year from the date of the foreclosure sale to redeem a property and claim surplus funds. But if the loan is originated on or after January 1st, 2016, and a homestead
I think
exemption was
they
claimed,
reduced the redemption, just the redemption
180 days.
down to 60 days, 6 months now, according to my man.
180 days.
Huh?
180.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay. But the surplus a year?
Surplus a year.
Ooh, so the state just keeps that money?
Yes, they do.
Oh, that must.
Mm-hmm.
The game been good to me.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, stacking them.
But anyway, so she's talking about the paperwork. So I'm just advising him, you know. So he sent me over the contract. I reviewed it that the agent sent over to him because they accepted it. It's a probate situation. So, you know, they got to get the court to sign off on it, whatever. And so the agent was being too vague about that. What about the tenant? How much they paying? Says $600, blah, blah, blah. I say, well, can we see the inside of it? You're like, no, we'll wait till we sign the contract and we get the earnest money in there. So once we sign the contract, seller signed the contract, and he texted me with like, she said, I said, what about access to the property? She said, well, you know, the person died and the heirs, you know, they don't know nothing about it. They don't know if the tenant ain't paying, you know what I'm saying? They don't know if he's month to month. I said, whoa. We need to know that before we got this far. Call her back. And, you know, which I know I was disappointed, but, you know, it still worked out. I said, call her back, and I hate I went then go lower. Tell her we gonna pay you gonna pay $21,000 for it, right? And you know, because she should have revealed that information up front, because that, you know, talking about just send them a 30-day notice and they'll move out. I said, where? Like that don't mean that. It can easily take you 6 months to get them out of there. If they know what they're doing, they rental. What's the word I'm looking for? Rental dodgers or whatever, you know, easily. And who knows how much they're going to, then they may tell them, we don't know what the property looks like on the inside. You buying the sight unseen, it look okay on the outside. You know, obviously they live in there, so it's somewhat livable. So we taking a huge risk. He called me back. She said she sent the contract over and then say just initial, and she dropped it another $10,000. So I had sent it out to a buyer of mine to see what he didn't even hit me back. You know, so I know what that normally means. And so when we got it back in the seller sign, I hit him up again. I explained to him what happened. I said, hey, you're gonna probably have to evict him or whatever. But that's you know, he get down like that. I say, so we'll let you, you know, what he said, well, what can I get it for? I say, what 29 work, right? And so, yeah, that's me all day. All right. So point being, I ain't on no paperwork at this point. Now my buyer will paper up with him, but the wholesaler / student is he'll be on there also. So to answer your question on that, yeah, that's his deal. I just supplied the buyer. I ain't do no money unless I'm doing something, right? No different if I got a deal and you bring me a buyer, you're doing something. So I know I'm giving half normally.
Okay.
So.
All right, there you go, Dede. Supreme Legacy says, thank you for your time and priceless info. I'm going to keep texting to JV with you until we find one that works. I appreciate you. Watching all the videos are paying off. Now, Desiree says, I know that people make money doing mortgage surplus, but they have under a different title. I found out about those about 5 to 10 years ago. Now, that is the reason why she asked the question about the JV is because I'm working with the person on 10 properties right now, but I sent him just one at first, and that contract will be signed Friday. Assignment fee $15,000, but it will be split. Nice.
That was in on the internet.
Okay, so James, follow up to the email. Ty, did you find out if Alabama is online for that list? The attorney will do 20% of the recovered amount of the total surplus amount. And surplus
25.
Profit in 1 year, 25%, James. Surplus profit in 1 year, example, $800,000 in 1 year split, 50-50 with my attorney while they closed the deals for me. Yes, Ty was the person. Yes, Jamie, this is the person I was talking about where the attorney moved on due to other obligations. Not at the moment. Been trying to find the attorney I was talking about. So yes. Okay, James, got you answered. Let's see. They didn't send it because even after a year, the previous owner still have a forwarding address to receive it. Oh, okay. So that was it. They just didn't send it. We were saying like if they send it to the address that you foreclosed, you're right. They should have a forwarding address. Let's see here.
Man, folks been checked out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Phil wants to know, Flipman, benefits with land, especially California, is you have 3 years for land if tax delinquent.
Yeah, California is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Now,
but
Jim,
opportunity, just because other people run, you know what I'm saying? Opportunity.
Now, you know what? There are.
What?
Okay, let me look at this again. I'm looking at something else. So, yeah, some surplus funds time limit. Jim says, yes, the game's been good to me. Yep, you sound like them. All right, so if you, James Butler, very cool. I was listening, forgot to look at the chat, but I caught on. Very cool. Yes, James, looking to see how that works out for you. Now, Desiree Monique, I see you down there. Let me see. I think I've answered all the questions, but I do have a property if you have a moment. I don't know if you did any of those tonight. And just wanted some information on wholesaling a property. If you could, I guess, give us some information on what amount it should go for. Are you ready?
What?
Address.
Oh, we finna look up something?
Yeah.
What we looking at?
Hey, Desiree, and looking at this, there's no, hold on a moment. How do I host? Desiree, and looking at your comment, there's no address. It just says Furches Drive, Johnson City. There's no street address.
I think it's land.
It's land? There's still no street address on it.
Yeah, but no, it'll pull up if it's listed. What's the address?
Okay. Furches Drive, Furches.
Wait a minute. Hold
on. Mm-hmm.
Hollering at you. I ain't even...
Correct. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like what? Like, okay. I'm gonna let you have that today. Furches, Furches Drive, and this is in Johnson City, Tennessee, which is 37615.
Oh, okay. So this is listed. So with these, Desiree, when stuff is listed, you have to get it unlisted. And the way to get that was they only asked for 34 for it, but it's been on the market 244 days minimum. Let's see what the price history say. Really, they've been trying to sell it longer than that. Look how long they've been trying to sell this thing, A. Look. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Look at that, A. You see that?
Yes, I see that. 2022, June.
Yeah, they've been trying to sell this thing.
This piece of land.
This piece of land.
44.
How many years is that? For 3? Almost 3?
Mm-hmm.
Started out at 80, and it then took them 3 years to get down to 34. So, but to answer your question, though, it's obviously something going on here. It's drastically overpriced.
And it's probably flooded.
Yeah, it's probably what's the name? I'm assuming this is the right one. I'm assuming. Wait a minute. I may be talking crazy. I'm assuming this is the right one. Here's another one. My bad. Here's another one. This must be it right here. Because that one had an actual full address. I think this is hers right here.
Okay.
I think this is hers right here. Okay, so let's look at the price history on this. How long they've been? This one's been on the market 272 days.
Probably still struggling on the price.
Yeah, they been trying to sell since July. They start. Ooh, look at that, eh? You see it?
Oh, I forgot I can look on my phone. Duh.
Oh, it went out again?
It's just cycling. Okay, I see it.
Yeah,
they 200.
They started out at 200, man.
They lost their mind. And it sold for 35. That was just a change of hands because they know.
Well, that was years ago, though. That was
No, I'm talking about that $3,500 down there.
Oh, they did their thing.
Exactly. You got it for 30. Man, that's
they did their thing.
Being ridiculous.
Then, oh wow, okay. Return on investment, even though it was 3 years ago. But anyway, yeah. So on stuff like this, Desiree, when it's listed, you got to get it off the market. And the reason being is that with houses, we can do this with because it's easy for me to identify a buying pool with houses. With land, it doesn't work the same way with land. Each time that you get a property, you advertise it. So if it's already being advertised, you can't, you don't want to get into that game. That can get real ugly for you legally, right? So you have to get it off the market. So to get it off the market, which obviously this is overpriced, you'd have to do some owner financing. So now let's just say you made an offer of $50,000, and some owner financing. We'll just say you're telling you to do 100 payments. I always just keep it simple. 100 payments at $500 each. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, once you get out the market, then you can remarket if they're trying to find a buyer for it. But if it's listed, that's not how you find it. You're going to have to find stuff off market unless you can get them to owner finance at a number that makes sense. Now, the problem with that is the agent is going to want to get paid, right?
Right.
So the agent probably asking 6%. 6% on this is almost $6,000, right? On 95,000. Even on 50,000 is $3,000. So the agent got to get paid out of it. So this is not what you. If you're going to target land, this is not how to do it. You know, you have access to the land court if it's a Desiree, I think it is. And I go through how to target those. Because if it's something listed, you got to get it off the market.
Okay, thank you for answering that.
If the market is telling you this is overpriced drastically.
Okay.
It's on the water, but I guess they say through that water, it's still too high.
Still too high. Okay, so Dede, I don't think she said. So this is a clarification. She sent over a deal. It's her properties. The JV person has the buyer. The contract will be signed tomorrow. So I don't have to sign anything long as I get my money, right?
No, you want to be somewhere in the
I'm trying to
paperwork.
figure out what's guaranteeing you get your money.
Yeah, ain't nothing guaranteeing you getting your money in that situation.
Okay.
You have a relationship with them. They ain't showed, but ideally you want some.
Okay, so what she has is she has 10 properties. Forget the 10. She sent one over to the person at JV. She sent the contract, and that person has the buyer, and that contract will be signed on Friday and whatever, and she'll get her money when they go. So the question was, what paperwork is she signing?
Does she have a contract with the seller?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's all you need. You got the real.
Okay, so as long as you have the contract with the seller, his contract is with the buyer. Day. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. So that's the paperwork that you sign, because it doesn't go through you. They can't sell it unless you agree to it, because you have has been assigned to you. Correct? Yes. Yes. Correct. Okay. All right. So thank you. Let's see here. I have the name and number of the owner. I just need the next step. So
of what?
Desiree says she has the name and owner of the next steps, but it's still.
No, you can't. You don't want to do that. If it's listed, you don't want to try to go behind the realtor's back. Yeah. They hired the realtor for a reason. This is not the only property. There's tons of property you can target. If you can find a number for that person, you can find numbers for stuff that's off market. Yeah. No, you don't want to try to go behind.
Let them ride, Desiree. Yeah. Okay. So do you think you can go into how to do that math on making sure agents get paid on seller financings? I get stuck on that part. What are key things I need to keep in mind?
A down payment has to be included, and they get paid out of the down payment. Just like the example I gave it a moment ago, I said 50,000. So you say, I'm gonna put 5,000 down or whatever. So the agent, if it's 6% on that 50,000, the agent would get 3,000, only gets 2,000.
Okay. Got it. Yes. No, Day. Day. What you doing? Okay. No, she does not have a contract with the seller. So how is he getting a contract with the buyer?
Yeah, so y'all don't have no position. Does anyone have a contract with the seller?
Day, you got to keep us up on this. Who has the contract with the seller? Who negotiated with the price with the seller? Because it sounds like y'all selling something that nobody has the right to sell. And if the person you JVing with, if you've allowed him to talk directly to the seller and get a contract with the seller and it's his buyer, you have no claim to anything because your name isn't on anything. And I think that was the question they were asking, like, what should their name be on? Should have been on their original contract, right?
Mm-hmm. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
Yeah, so I didn't hear you answer, and my computer froze. Oh, Desiree, the response was to let that go. Let it go. Because if it's listed, that means there's
you
a
can't.
realtor in it.
Yeah. You don't want to try to go behind the realtor's back to the seller. You know, if you could find, I'm not sure why that property stuck out to you or whatever, but if you can find the phone number for a property that's listed, or the owner, you can find them for properties that are not listed also.
Heard. No jamming. No. Jamming says, I'm still stuck. Ty, can you use your diagram thing? I think I need a visual.
Of what? Of what?
Jamming's talking about the seller financing, owner financing with the realtor.
What
you just mentioned it about the down payment.
Yes, down
and getting
payment.
the fee.
The down payment just needs enough to cover the realtor. The realtor's just say 6%,
and that takes the realtor out of it. Then the realtor, what?
Yeah, you got to make it obvious that they're going to be satisfied through the down payment. But obviously, the seller still has to accept that. I'm just saying that's how the realtor will be paid, is through the down payment. On that deal you're talking about, jamming for $499, they were asking 25% down. You can make the offer, but don't fall in love with that, Jam. Just tell them you're gonna put 5% down and see what they're gonna say. I'm pretty sure they're gonna turn it down or whatever. Don't put a lot of thought in stuff like that. You're so far off. Saying you're gonna go from 25% to 5% is just like me saying I'm going from $1 million down to 300,000 on the price. Well, really less than that, because that's 5 times, ain't it? Down to 200,000 actually, right, Adrian? Don't put a lot of energy in that. Where they're asking, if it's the same deal I remember, and where you need to be to make that make sense, don't put a lot of time on that. Just text the agent where they take 5% down. They say no, move on. Don't put a lot of energy into that.
Okay, Jamming got it. She said, and thank you in there. Looks Phil. Thank you, Phil, and thank you, James. But yeah, Jamming says she got it now. It makes sense. So could you do a thank you, Half Dolo, too? Half Dolo wants to know, what's the best free skip tracing service? Free.
I don't know if I can say best. I just know some. I just know some that exist. Now, I think the land portals, being able to pay them $39 a month, you can do free skip tracing on single skips. It's hard to beat that. It's just hard to beat that. Okay. Right? It's just hard to beat that. Am I wrong?
No, I think that's a good price as long as you're going to utilize the service.
Yeah, if you're going to use that, I think that's hard to beat. I'll gladly put the link up here. I mean, the code up for APN.
Yeah, Jamin's gonna move on because she says the property's been on the market since 2022. So if you think you got a deal there, then go ahead. Just as long as they accept your offer.
Jamin, they not motivated.
Since 2022.
2022.
222 here, 222.
Okay. Again, you can make the offer. I'm just letting you know, don't put a lot of energy in that.
Gotcha. Understood. Land portals, yes, that is what you just mentioned, correct?
Yeah. Just text APN to 205-964-5243.
APN.
Your boy sent you.
And utilize that. What's the link for? Okay, so text A as in Apple, P as in Paul, N as in Nancy to 205-964-5243. Those of you asking for land portals, that'll get you directly to where you need to be to sign up, register for that experience.
You can go watch one of my videos too, and I sort of break it down even more. I think the title is How to Make, what is the title?
Day, where you at? I need a follow-up. Before we close out, I want to make sure we get you situated and where you need to be.
The title of that video is How to Make 6 Figures Flipping Land from Home for Just $1 a Day.
$1.
I think it's more.
Dollar.
But yeah, that's the land porter video there.
Okay. Okay.
You good?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you. I was waiting on Day to see if. Okay, here we go. We did a 3-way call. Oh, okay. So this is the follow-up. We did a 3-way call with the seller, and I'm trusting the person I'm JVing with because he is a part of the community I'm a part of, and his company bought over 200 homes last year. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? So who has a contract with the seller?
Still not answered. Other than we did a 3-way call. The answer, the question is still who has the property under contract with the seller. That's just who, you or the other guy, because you're putting a lot of faith in him, and I'm not telling you don't think everybody's somebody that can't be trusted or whatever the case may be, but I still need it on paper. I don't care who it is. I need it on paper. Yeah. So you have okay, that's jamming. All right, so you can go ahead and close us out on what numbers we need to and how they can join the Flipman network. I cannot remember what it is. Partnership. I can't remember it forever. Flipman Partnership Network, the FPN, which is supposed to be No Excuses Network. But you know what? He wouldn't let us add it. But okay.
Anyway, so you're right, AP. Thank you for making the rest of this go smoothly. Either being under the weather.
I'm not under the weather. I'm just under the good. Oh, they didn't ask for all that. Sorry. TMI. My bad.
So guess we'll be back here on tomorrow. Around 12:30 Eastern, doing the same thing. So appreciate everyone that joined us this evening.
Okay, pause. Okay. So the person she's JVing has the contract with the seller and with the buyer. So Day is not in any paperwork at all.
What's her role?
It was her home. It was property she found.
Why you didn't put it in the contract there?
She was trusting another person to do so because they bought plenty of properties.
Well, hopefully you'll get your 7,500.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll be thinking about you on that. Hopefully that goes down. So again, we appreciate everyone that joined us. Make sure you like and share. Follow us in all the places. If you want to join the Flipman Partnership Network, text SHIP, SHIP, to 205. You see SHIP Partnership. The 205-964-5243. Thanks, and we will see you guys on the FLIP SID.
Flipman. It's the Flipman. Flipman. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.